Good evening, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Duo Show. I am your host, Jew Jets, of course, joined by my co-host, Italy Jet. So how's it going, man?
Dude, it's been a rough week. It's just been a rough week. It's been busy. My grandparents are here, and it's just a lot going on. James Robinson, the injuries, Patriots week. This is a very emotional week for me for the Patriots week. This rivalry with me stems back all the way to the greatest show on turf, St. Louis Rams days. So this is a lot of dirt for me. So this is very an emotional week for me. But overall, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Jude?
I'm doing awesome, man. Had a test at school today, but other than that, things are just going good. Everything's going awesome. Of
There
course,
you go.
the news with AVT and Brees Hall is sad, which we will talk about, but it's kind of balanced out by some more positive news with the New York Jets trading for a really good running
Right.
back in James Robinson. So it should be
Right.
an interesting show. And of course, if you guys want to check us out on social medias, in the description, you have all of our social medias linked down below. And then, of course, you have on the bottom of your screen right here in the ticker all of our social medias right here if you just want to quickly search it up. But now let's go ahead and get into our first topic, which is, not the best one, but, we had to talk about it at some point. And that is
We
Elijah
do.
Bear Tucker and Brees Hall being out for the year. So in that Denver Broncos game, we won very ugly. Every single team against the Broncos has won ugly this season. That's just been the way it is. Only one team has scored more than 20 points against them. Their defense is very good. I came in
Mm-hmm.
this game thinking it was going to be a grimy one. Even Zach Wilson said he was expecting it to be grimy, and grimy it
Mm-hmm.
was. We battled it out to the end, only scored one touchdown. But part of the reason, we could have played a bit better in this game, but we weren't playing to the best was because we were without three of our offensive players in this game, and three of our best offensive players at that. We lost Elijah Vera Tucker, our best offensive lineman, and Brees Hall, our best offensive weapon, to season-ending injuries in this game. Brees Hall tore his ACL, Elijah Vera Tucker had a torn triceps injury, and then of course Corey Davis, want to say hurt his groin and probably won't play this week against the Patriots. So there's
Right.
that going on with him. But Elijah Bear Tucker and Brees Hall is the main injuries to take away from this because, of course, they are out for the year. Now, the Brees Hall injury definitely, I feel like, impacted us the most simply because AVT was the life of this offense. I mean, he was the
Yeah.
guy getting all the yards, all the touchdowns for the New York Jets in this 4-game win stretch we have right now. And for to lose Brees Hall, that's just a killer for us. And then, of course, he was the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year as well. If he would have had Brees Hall for the rest of the season, definitely would have won that award. And then AVT, he was versatile, plug and play type of player, and to lose him is just devastating. So whenever you heard this news, what was your thoughts? And of course, now that we've had a couple of days to let it settle in, what are your just overall thoughts on this AVT and Brees Hall out for the season situation?
Well, my first thought was like the Jets can't have anything nice, right?
Right.
It's been like that our whole career with the Jets, and especially with content creators and fans all over the world. Doesn't matter if you're 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, I go on and on. But the thing is, it sucked for a brief moment. But I've always been that type of guy, Jude, that the next man up, it doesn't matter. The next man up, John Harbaugh can do it with the Ravens. The Jets can do it with Coach Salah. And you know what? This was kind of like one of those things where I sucked, but I knew we were in good hands
Right.
because Joe Douglas is a miracle worker. It does suck though. ABT and Brees, that does suck, but it's just that these things happen there all the time. It's all going to be about what can they do next year to bounce back. So
Right.
it sucks, but I think we're still on the right path.
And just one thing, to take away from these injuries, we're complaining about losing AVT and Brees. While, that's a bad thing, everything has a silver lining. And it kind of pains me to say this a little bit, but, we're mad that these players are out for the year. But if this was a
Right.
season like 2020 or 2021, and we would have lost a good player like this, it wouldn't have had this type of impact on us. And it just kind of shows how far this team has come from,
Right.
last year or anything, because these injuries actually were season altering ones. They actually had an effect on us. And obviously, that's not a great thing. But to just kind of be disappointed by injuries is kind of a good thing in its own, even though it doesn't really make much sense when you put it that way. It's just still kind of a thing to show that the New York Knicks are actually a legit team this year.
Are we talking about James Robinson now?
Oh yeah, you want to bring it up? Let's go ahead and so James Robinson, of course, was a huge trade for the New York Jets this week. We lost Brees Hall, was a bummer, but then shortly after that news happened, the New York Jets go ahead and trade for a running back that has rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career before. We haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2015, and now we get a running back who could potentially do that in James Robinson. So this was a huge, huge, huge trade for Joe Douglas, and as you said, he's just an absolute miracle worker. And to get James Robinson for basically a fifth-round pick is an absolute steal in my book. I mean, good thing the league does not value running backs at all, because the fact that he turned a Blake Cashman pick, an injury-prone linebacker, into
Yeah,
the superstar running back, absolutely insane. So what are your thoughts on getting this running back in James Robinson?
dude. First off, AVT and Brees, they're gonna come back next year and they're gonna light it up. It
Right.
sucks, but injuries happen. That it happens every day in the NFL. It's always the next man up. But prayers out to them, and I hope that they can recover soon. But their Jets are in good hands because you know why? You took a 6th-round pick that could potentially be a 5th-round pick, and the Jets get James Robinson basically for pennies. Are you serious right now? I mean, Joe Douglas is a miracle. Joe Douglas knows what he's doing, and it shows that the Jets are serious. The Jets are fucking serious. They're serious about competing this year. They're serious about going into the Patriots and the rest of the year saying, hey, okay, our star wide receiver, running back went down, right?
Right.
Doesn't matter. Our star running back goes down, and we pick up another running back that has Achilles and knee issues. But they said that he's going to be fine. He'll probably make his debut next week. I can't really see him coming in this weekend. If they do, I will be pleasantly surprised. But overall, I love it. I love it. It makes a statement to the NFL. It makes a statement to the Jets fan base. It makes a statement for the players that we're not giving up. We're still out there trying to get an O-line. Like all the rumors have been swirling that we're going after like 7, 8 guys on O-line. Are you kidding me? Like, this is great. This is great. What's up, Matthias?
Oh yeah, what's up, man? And brings us up to our first comment of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in, Matthias. And he says, there you are, brother. The Jets are going to eat some mac and cheese this week. And I completely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, he's a starter this week for the Patriots, and we are going to completely eat up New England. And kind of what you were saying too, with this shows the New York Jets are competing. I mean, definitely. We're making these moves at the deadline because we believe we are a contending team. You wouldn't see previous teams do this, previous New York Jets teams do this. This shows that Joe Douglas really thinks we can compete this year, and I absolutely love that. And with the offensive lineman rumor swirling, we know Joe Douglas wants to add an OT. He doesn't think George Fant's stability or stable enough to keep this offensive line afloat, or at least that's what Rich Cimini said today, or something around the lines of that. So if we can add a Pro Bowl caliber, all pro caliber lineman in Tunsil or Conklin, that would absolutely be huge for the New York Jets. And kind of what Matthias said, we're going to eat up the New England Patriots this week. I feel like that's a great transition into the past week. This week's opponent is the New England Patriots. So, what are going to be some keys for winning this game? Go ahead and start off with you.
This is a very emotional week for me. And Matthias, thank you. Thank you. Zach gets on track this week. Elijah Barrios Conklin. Hey, man, let's hope so. I'm going to see it to believe it, guys. So I hope it does happen. But this is a very emotional week for me, Jude. I worked for the St. Louis Rams in middle school. I started in high school when it comes to like actually being paid, but I volunteered when I was in middle school. This stems really back to me back when it was the greatest show on turf. My dad worked as a video guy for them. And it's a very emotional for me because I hate the Patriots. Out of any team in sport, Patriots are always my number one. They cheated. They cheated back then for that Super Bowl. If the Patriots didn't cheat and didn't win that, the Rams would have had a dynasty. It would have been a dynasty. They were fucking good. Okay? They were really good. And that really hit me back then. And just like it's hitting me now, they have been hitting me for years, beating my Jets, beating the Rams so bad, robbing us of a Super Bowl. This is just more than a game for me. This is like on how I'm going to be that day. This is just more. It's just more. And we have the team to freaking do it. We do. We have the team. We should beat their asses. Front line, blitzing, and going after them. Quan, Mosley, Quincy, all around the board. Reed, Gardner, Joyner, Whitehead. Give them all to me. And even the Hall, even Huff, give it to me. Just give it to me.
Cinema.
I hate him. I hate the Patriots. I hate Belichick. Thank you, Matthias. This is one of those things where this is the chance. They don't have a good chemistry. They don't have good chemistry right now. The Jets have been horrible. I'm not pouncing on teams that have bad chemistry, and they look to get back on track. Usually with Green Bay and the Broncos, it's been great. Their chemistry sucks, and we pounce on them and we win. This is another opportunity. This is another must-win. I think this is more of a must-win than any of the games we've had so far. It's very nice being 5-2, but the shit that they did last year was disrespectful. Disrespectful. 53 points. He hates us. Belichick hates us, and we all know that. But it's Olbrook's press conference. LaFleur, the way he's acting right now. Saleh, all these other guys. Lawson's press conference. This is more than a game. This hits here. For a lot of Jets fans, and this hits here for me too. So I'm ready. We're gonna win 25-10. 25-10, and we're gonna kick their asses, I hope. Their defense, it just depends. They got Juden. Juden's very good. But the Jones, it seems like any quarterback they bring in, the Jones are very good.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like anything they do, when it comes to cornerbacks, it seems like it's gold. So let's hope we could throw them up. But they don't really have anything other than that. So that's what I think. What do you think, bud?
Well, as you said, this is a game that's going to hit hard for a lot of New York Jets fans.
Sold out. It's sold out.
Yeah, it's a sold-out crowd. The stadium is going to be rocking. The New York Jets posted a video on Twitter about previous Jets-Patriots games, about how the crowd used to be rocking then, and that's how it's going to be this week. Whenever the New York Jets do something good, the Patriots aren't going to be able to hear what they're saying. I mean, the stadium is just going to be rocking this week. And that's just the type of things you love to see. As I said this entire stream, this is a different New York Jets team, which means a different team has to beat the Patriots. What do all the same old Jets do? The same old Jets lose to the Patriots. We haven't beat them since 2015. It's been forever since the Jets have beat New England. But we are not the same old Jets team this year. As you said, they have absolutely zero chemistry right now. We beat teams who had zero chemistry in the Broncos, in the Packers. They did nothing against the Jets. Now we have another golden opportunity to beat a Patriots team that got shut out in the second half on a home primetime game against the Chicago Bears.
Are you serious?
The Chicago Bears.
hilarious to me. And they just traded Quinn too. Like,
Exactly.
damn.
Like, they lost to a team in Chicago that's not an amazing place right now.
Yeah.
Home on a primetime game when Belichick had the chance to beat the record. And, people are saying this might have some momentum for the Jets this week. That, Belichick, he really hates the Jets, which he absolutely does. He always runs up the score on us. He, of course,
Yeah.
left us after, 2 days on the job back in 98. We hate Belichick. He hates us. And he always, for some reason, has the Patriots play a good game against the Jets. And it hasn't really been a competitive game the past 2 years. But as I said, this is a new Jets team. We have a chance to just flip the script with this game. And I definitely feel like the New York Jets are able to flip it. I mean, you look at how the Chicago Bears won in that game on Monday night by having a violent running attack, 243 yards on the ground. Absolutely insane. And yeah, the New York Jets are out with Breece Hall. We get James Robinson. Is he going to play? Who knows? You think he's out? I think he plays but doesn't really get a whole lot of snaps. So James Robinson probably won't be much in effect this week. But we have a guy in Michael Carter who I've said this entire week on Twitter. He's the next Bilal Powell. He's the running back that can just ultimately step up for you when you need him. I mean, this week he literally ran the running back meeting whenever the running back coach was
exactly
with baby.
Pregnant. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And he's a second-year player. Michael Carter is already
special man.
Yeah, he's already best friends with James Robinson. That's the type of player Michael Carter is. He doesn't care he's getting replaced in this offense. Michael Carter's just happy to have a spot in the NFL and knows whenever he gets on the field, he's going to have to do the most whenever he's out there. And that's just the type of player Bilal Powell was. And I was actually doing some research earlier. Michael Carter's draft comparison, according to NFL Network, was Bilal Powell. It just fits so perfect. And hopefully he can have a big game this week against the Patriots. Hopefully he can completely ball out. But this Jets running attack needs to be violent this week if we beat the New England Patriots. And we've seen in that Monday night game, Justin Fields ran all over New England, led the Bears with 62 rushing yards. Zach Wilson's been a little cautious running the football ever since he's returned from that knee injury. But as the week's been going on, we've kind of seen Zach Wilson increase his rushing attempts a bit more. He ran the ball a lot more than he's done this entire season last week against the Denver Broncos. So if he can do that, if he can start to run the football a lot more with the Chicago Bears, or not like the Chicago Bears did, I definitely feel like we can just beat this Patriots team by a lot using the ground game. So I'm going to go out and say the New York Jets get the dub in this one, beating not the Bears, the Patriots, 27-17.
Wow. Okay. We got to remember, though, Elijah Moore's back.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be one of those things where what are they going to do with that? What are they going to do with the wide receivers when Corey Davis comes back, is out, if he's out? And it's also like, just like Matthias said, it's the week before the Bills. That's even more sweeter. If we beat the Patriots and then somehow beat the Bills, which I don't think we will, but you never know. You never know. The hot teams, close. And Diggs has dissed the Jets before. So I'm hot on that one too. But overall, if we can get more in there, the running game going, like the sky is the limit for this team. Like I said, the Patriots, this goes deeper. So I'm hopping. Hey John, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, John? How's it going, man? Thank you for tuning into the chat. And of course, thank you to everyone who's been watching the stream so far tonight. Thank you to 5 people who are currently in right now and everyone who's been kind of popping in and out. Thank you to Matthias and John for commenting. Always appreciate it. And make sure you guys go ahead and check us out on our social medias. It's on the ticker right here. But one of, the biggest players we've had so far this season was, of course, Sauce Gardner. I mean,
Yes.
Defensive Player of the Week this week. And
Yes.
Rookie of the Week. Won 2 major awards this week, just like Breece Hall did last week. I mean, That's something, and I've said it so much in this stream, but the same old New York Jets weren't having players winning these awards back to back weeks. So it's just awesome to see that Sauce Gardner's already making an impact in the NFL. Want to say he has the most pass deflections in the NFL right now, which is absolutely insane for a rookie player. He's had a pass deflection in every single game this season. So Sauce Gardner's absolutely been huge for the Jets this year. And just what is your overall take on Sauce Gardner this season? Has he impressed you? I mean, definitely hasn't disappointed you, but what are your thoughts?
He was the guy I wanted out of college. If you go to a great AFC East like it is with the Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, and Bills, you need a cornerback that's going to stop these wide receivers. There's a lot of heavy wide receivers in in the AFC East, and you need a guy that's going to shut them down. Sauce Gardner was my number one guy that I wanted, and we got him. If you all did not want Sauce Gardner, you should feel ashamed of yourself right now because he is battling in and out and he's getting all these awards each week. He's a leader. Not only is he a leader, he is acting like a leader right away. Like there's nothing you can't say bad about him right now. He is hot. Let's keep it going, man. Keep it going. He's going to continue to get hot. He's going to continue to get his stats boosted every week, and we can shut down Jacoby Myers and maybe Bourne a little bit, Jonnu Smith, Henry. Henry hasn't really been doing much, and so is Jonnu Smith. You could shut them down. Stevenson and Harris aren't really doing anything right now. Like, if we could shut them down, which I know we can, Sauce Gardner put him on Myers, man. Let Reed do his thing. Hey, Sauce Gardner, man. Congratulations.
And, to what John said cracked me up. Let's accidentally have Michael Clemens run over Belichick and knock him out of football, aka Drew Bledsoe.
I love that.
As long as it doesn't spawn the next Bill Belichick, I'm completely fine with that. But just let Michael Clemens get in there on a play, goes out of bounds. Michael Clemens keeps on going, knocks out Bill Belichick on accident. I mean, hey, what's the harm in that? But actually, you were mentioned a lot just now, a lot of hot stuff. Sauce Gardner, hot sauce, that's what he's been this season. But I actually have a hot take from this off season from me. Now, I don't know if you were paying attention to what I did this off season, but I did not want the New York Jets to draft Sauce Gardner at all. It wasn't it was now you call me crazy here. Call me crazy here. And
you are.
Looking back on it, it was a completely misunderstanding. But not even a misunderstanding, just a completely outlandish take. I didn't think he was a bad player, though. I always said he was great. He was going to be great in the NFL. I just thought the New York Jets had a bigger needed edge.
That's fine.
And, a lot of people... I really wanted Kayvon Thibodeaux, but looking back on it now, all my videos about saying we should have drafted Sauce Gardner just look so foolish now. But hey, I really wanted that edge. But everything worked out great in the end. We ended up getting Jermaine Johnson in the first round. So everything's going great with the New York Jets right now. And of course, Sauce has just been a beast this year. But last week, we did get our 5th win of the season against the Denver Broncos. As I said in the intro, it definitely was an ugly fashion. It was a win that, we didn't even know the game was over until literally the last play of it. I mean, this was just, I wouldn't necessarily say a no-biter, a one that kept you on the edge of your seat, because somebody definitely could have took a nap in this game, because it was definitely a snooze fest. Every other drive, the Broncos were punting, the Jets were punting. It was just two great defenses battling it out. Was talking with Straight 100 Jets this week, and he was saying, or last week, and he was saying this is definitely going to be a game that's going to remind you of old school football, and that exactly what it was. Of course, we were all thinking Breece Hall was just going to run it down the Broncos' throats, but, he got injured, sadly, so we couldn't really get to see that. He was on pace for a huge game, though. But it was just an old school style football game. The New York Jets trudged it out to the end. And this game definitely kind of made a little controversy within Jets Twitter right now, within Jets fans, because some people are kind of questioning whether or not Zach Wilson is the future of the team, especially after his performance in the game against Denver. So after the Denver game, what were your just thoughts on Zach Wilson? What were your just immediate thoughts about it? And are you kind of questioning whether or not he could be the savior of the Jets?
I've always said since the beginning of it since I started podcasting, I am very cautious to go full throttle on a quarterback with the New York Jets. Okay. I have always been cautious. I never thought Sam Darnold was the guy. I loved Fitzpatrick that first year. It was great. Second year, it was just drama. And then I love Geno Smith. I love Sanchez, Pennington, Favre, Testaverde. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Hackenberg, but I with Zach Wilson, I wanted other quarterbacks, just like I wanted other quarterbacks during the Sam Darnold era, because I didn't know too much about Zach Wilson. He's a BYU guy, and there's not much competition in the BYU who they're facing against. Sometimes they do have some good stuff, and sometimes they don't. And it's one of those things where I knew about him, but I know too much about him. So coming in when we got him, I'm like, all right, well, I mean, I trust Joe Douglas. That's all I was saying. I trust Joe Douglas. I'm still up in the air, but it's one of those things where he's doing a hell of a lot better than being comfortable with Joe Flacco in there or comfortable with Mike White. I'm a big Joe Flacco guy. I love Joe Flacco. Too. I love what he did with us. But there was some rough moments in there too.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things overall. I just want him to grow, continue to grow, continue the chemistry, continue to grow each game with the chemistry with your fans, with your coaches, with your teammates. And just like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Josh Allen, these guys don't really come full throttle until the third year in the NFL. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, that just continue to grow, get that knee injury off his back, let him loose, just like the last 6 games last year. I loved what he did last season at the last 6 games. In the beginning, he's a rookie. You never know, man. You never know. You never know because he's a rookie. And then he gets injured. That sucks. But he bounced back really well. I want that old Zach Wilson back. Last 6 games. And then we'll see if he's the guy or not. I mean, it's a long season. If he just balls out, during this Patriots game, he's going to be a legend in the Jets community for a long time anyway. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know how the Jets community could be with that. So is he that guy? It's still up in the air for me, but I don't wish anything bad on him. I want him to succeed. Jet up, baby.
And I mean, definitely with Zach Wilson, it was just something that we were all cautious of, and kind of I was even cautious. I was a huge Zach Wilson guy, in the draft. Of course, everyone wanted Trevor Lawrence. He was the number one guy. But Zach Wilson, he was kind of the consensus number 2. I felt like I liked him more than Mac Jones, than Trey Lance, and Justin Fields. I liked them better than all of those other guys. Fields kind of had some concerns with me with, of course, the epilepsy he had, and, which hasn't really been a factor, but you never know. Anything can just happen. Vinny Curry had the blood clots last year, so any of those, which, now he's back on the field, but, it's just those type of things that can kind of make you a little cautious about what's going on. But I just really like Zach Wilson. The dude had a cannon for an arm. His throws in BYU were really accurate. This dude was known for extending plays, and we've seen him do that in the NFL.
Right.
Corey Davis touchdown last year was beautiful, and we've seen him try to do that this season, and even the throw to Corey Davis at 52-yarder, that was beautiful. We haven't really seen it too much, but I just feel like we need to see this team just develop a bit more, as John was saying. We just need to see this team grow into its own. And throughout the first 4 weeks since Zach Wilson's return, we've really been relying on that running game. The running game was working for us, so why would we fix it? Don't fix it if it's not broke.
Right.
I really wish we would have thrown more goal line passes with Zach. Really wish we would have, done some more. But then we saw the New York Jets start off with that pass-heavy attack against the Broncos, and that really didn't work out for us. But I do want to say people kind of were overreacting after the Denver game. I didn't really have too much negative or future outcome, thoughts with Zach Wilson after the Broncos game, simply because his number one receiver for that game was Garrett Wilson, and he was going up against one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain didn't get a ball thrown his way that entire game. And of course, we know Elijah Moore was out. We know Corey Davis is out. So Zach Wilson's going to expect Braxton Berrios, Jeff Smith, Denzel Mims to ball out for him. I just felt like that was the thing people weren't realizing, that his weapons at his disposal weren't really great. We needed to use those tight ends to block for us because that Denver defensive line was legit, and we were also missing Elijah Vera Tucker. So whenever you put everything together, Zach Wilson was missing his weapons against the best pass defense in the NFL. What do you want him to do in that situation? And I felt like the New York Jets played it well. Zach Wilson didn't really have too many turnover-worthy throws. He almost had the interception to Justin Simmons, but it was also pass interference on that play, so it really didn't even matter. So I just felt like we need to relax a little against Green Bay, too. They have the second best pass defense in the NFL, where maybe them and Denver flip it. Either way, Denver, Green Bay, they're 1-2 right now in pass defense. So Zach Wilson, in his third and fourth games back, had to go up against that. Obviously, that's not ideal for the quarterback, and with the weapons at his disposal, he wasn't going to ball. And of course, we didn't see him fall. But now with this Patriots team that is kind of banged up a little at the cornerback position and the safety position, Justin Fields balled on him last week. I feel like Zach Wilson definitely needs to do something in this game, because if Justin Fields is able to ball on him, why can't Zach? Why can't the quarterback, who is technically better than him because he was picked higher, do that? So hopefully we can just see Zach Wilson throw for more than 200 yards in this game. I'm hoping for a passing touchdown from him. Every single quarterback against the New England Patriots this season that has, scored points against them. In 6 of New England's 7 games, they've allowed a passing touchdown. The one game they didn't allow one was whenever they shut out that Detroit Lions offense, which, hit or miss, Jared Goff, that's whatever. But if we don't want to see Zach Wilson put in the same stat line as Jared Goff, do we? So we really just need to see Zach Wilson have a huge step-up performance this week. And as you said, if this dude can beat the New England Patriots and play good football, he's going to be a legend in the Jets community. I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, we haven't beat the Patriots since 2015. If Zach Wilson comes in and does that, that's huge. And he's just going to get a lot of credit for a long time, I feel like people start, not pushing away from, drafting Tyler Van Dyke or Bryce Young or, it's just crazy about how the New York Jets were already into those quarterback conversations when we really just needed to give Zach Wilson some time. John's dropping a bunch of comments in the chat, so let's go ahead and check those out. First off, he says, I believe Zach just had his 17th game at Denver, which rounds out to the season. And I'm pretty sure that was his 17th game.
Yes, he's correct.
Yeah. So basically, he just finished his first ever season in the NFL. So maybe now is his second season. We start to see him take things up in advance. And he also said, God, could you imagine how we would be talking if Zach was out for the season? We'd already be talking about the draft. And that definitely brings up an interesting conversation, because remember in preseason, we all thought Zach Wilson was going to be out with that ACL tear, which definitely broke my heart. I was like, dang it, we're not going to have Zach Wilson for the season. And it put questions in my air, because we won't know if this dude is the guy until year 3. So that was interesting to see. But, if we had Joe Flacco for the first 7 games of the season, how did you think our record would have looked?
I mean, if Flacco was there, if he was a starter, or Mike White was a starter, I think we would have at least won maybe 5 games, 3 to 5 games, and that's it. Yeah, 3 to 5 games. I think we'll have, but it is a different team though. This team, regardless of the quarterback, it like I said, next man up. I'm always been a firm believer, and I will never back that down now. If we had another guy in there, whether it's Flacco, why we go pick up someone or trade for someone, then it's one of those things where if they ball out, then we're right back in the playoff contention. So
Exactly.
it's just is what it is. If White was in there, same thing, 3 to 5 games. If Flacco was in 3 to 5 games, if someone else, I think it would have been at least 7 to 8 games because backup quarterbacks are backup quarterbacks. You do know some quarterbacks that could definitely still be starters, but they're backups. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just never know.
And another thing about, yeah, Joe Flacco definitely probably would have impacted this offense, but it also doesn't change how the defense plays. And the defense this season has been a top 10 unit in the NFL. So it definitely I don't think we would be in that Broncos territory, how their defense is playing good every single week, but they're
Right.
not really getting anything done on the offense. But I feel like we kind of would be a similar team to that. And I felt like with Zach Wilson, we really just got the rushing attack going. Brees Hall didn't start to take off until Zach Wilson came into, the lineup. Maybe, Joe Flacco could be top 5 in the league right now in passing yards, but it also would have been because we, threw it with him a bunch of times per game. But I want to say that wraps up tonight's show, man, unless you got anything else to add.
Guys, we need to beat the fucking Patriots. Okay?
Amen.
I'm saying it. We need to beat the fucking Patriots. This he stole one of these from me once, okay? I'm not gonna let him do that again. I can't. I hate Belichick. I hate this team. I hate the organization. I like some of their players, but overall, this is a must win. This is a win to get to the Bills, then to the bye week to rest. And hopefully we'll get some of our guys back and see what this team is made of. Get another old lineman in here. Continue to negotiate, make some trades, Joe. But this is a must win. If any of you guys aren't jacked up right now for this game, you just shut up and stay at home. Because us Jet fans like me and Jude, we're rocking this one. Let's do this, man. Jet up 25-10. Jude, always a pleasure, my man.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today. And, of course, thank you to everyone who tuned in throughout the stream. Thank you to everyone who commented. Always appreciate the comments. We will be back next Thursday for episode 3. It's going to be, another great episode. Hopefully, we're out here talking about how the New York Jets could potentially beat the Buffalo Bills and how the New York Jets just beat the New England Patriots. But that's all I got. We do have a comment before we end things up. It says day before Halloween in the house. All the ghouls will be out. Yep, definitely. We got the black helmets in this game. We're going to get to see, hopefully we just have a great game that could send us into Halloween with some good vibes. But thank you to everyone for watching the stream tonight. I am Jude Jets signing off for now. See you guys later.